Hi everyone, I'm going to be tying a silver blue bumble. Now this fly is from a book called The Man May Fish by, and this is Kingsmill Moor. Now he has a lovely selection of bumble patterns and this is one of the bumbles. And I'm actually tying them at the moment for a box of flies, so I thought you'd like to see this one. I'll put a wee picture up of some information on it from the book and the dressing. Now I'm going to tie it, which I feel is a nice way to get a nicer proportion sort of thing. Not to say his way is wrong, it's just that the body is a fine oval tinsel. I'm going to rub it with a fine wire to hold the hackles, so that's the only difference. It doesn't mention wire in the actual dressing, but I'm going to be using it to sort of basically hold the body hackles. The hook I'm using, this is a size 10, it's a full and mill competition heavyweight. Thread, I'm going to use this grey thread from uni, this one. You can use white or grey. It's just basically, it helps the body. If you're putting a silver body on it, you don't see it if there's a space. So I'm quickly run down and then stop it just before you go around the bend. Now I've got the golden pheasant crest. I'm going to basically cut two, because I want a nice thick tail. So I'm going to put two sort of medium. I'll drop that one. I'll get another one. Taking a medium sized feathers. Medium to small anyway for this size of fly. Now I'm just bringing two together, as you can see there. But what I'm going to do, the tail length is about the body length, the shank of the hook, sorry. I'm just going to roll the tips, just roll them in my fingers. The natural curve is coming up and away from the hook. And then I'm going to place them on the top of the hook shank, with that turn going down the way onto a bare hook. Quickly come underneath with a turn, lock it in with another turn on the front. And that should hold the tail, which is fine enough, that's good enough. So I'm going to trim this the length of the body, which is there. Now I'm going to get an oval tinsel, a small. You need a reasonable length. It's because you're doing the body with the tinsel. Now I'm going to tie this on. Now I should really put the wire on first, but you can put them both on together. I'm actually going to put the oval tinsel on my side, the silver wire on this side, which is a small. And at this point I'm just basically going to secure everything in, keep the body as smooth as possible. A bit of wax, just a wee bit extra grip. Especially near the top here is when you're going to tie off. You leave a space for the front hackle. You've got two hackles coming down the body. You've got a front hackle of teal, so you've got to leave a space for that. So I'm going to form the body with the oval tinsel. Just wind it up. See what it looks like, that's fine. So see, using the grey or a white thread will make it easier to hide if you make a wee space. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is how the dressing is. When you get to say a good 1.5 mil or so, 2 mil from the eye, catch it in. Trim away. Using a bright blue hackle, I'm just using a cock hackle. This one, nice blue. It's a wee bit big, that one. I'm going to come down a wee bit. Hackle length, when you're doing bumbles, I mean, I've seen them always. I've seen hackles quite long, I've seen them short. Try to find a decent hackle here. This is off a Chinese. It's just it's the right colour. Now a badger hackle. This is just a badger. It's a nice, whether you use a creamy badger or just a white badger. This is or a silver badger, as this one's called. You want a hackle length, you want both hackles to be around the same length. Makes it easier to wind them on. So what I'm doing here is I'm lining up hackles, especially the tips, because I'm going to wind them both together. You can see one is slightly longer than the others, but there. Take away the fluff, trim the stems together, and make sure you've got enough to tie it on. and then wind them, tie them together so they wind together. It's much better. Hackle pliers, just using a small pair of hackle pliers. As I say, you can't really wind them both separate because they're a palmer, so you have to try and keep them together. So turn at the two or top, just a turn anyway at the top, and then quickly wind down. Come round with the turn of wire right at the back. The last turn of the hackles, you're not going to get many turns anyway, and then just wind your wire up through, securing these in. You can break these off, or cut them away depending. I'd rather break them off, but anyway, we'll see how they break off once I tie on my wire. Bend and break away the wire. Now for the front hackle, I'm going to be using a small teal feather. Now I have selected some small feathers. I'm just looking at them just now. I'm looking at one with a decent mark on it. But a nice thin stem. This one's got a decent mark. I'll probably try it. How do we see? I'll just open the fibre length out just to get an idea of how far it goes back. You don't want it too long. We'll try this one. Sometimes I have to try one or two. I'm going to tie it in by the tip. Just catch it on with the front of the face, or the front of the hackle towards the eye. Nice base of thread down. Find my hackle pliers. Catch it in. There's a wee bit of fluff up here I should have taken off. You could leave this on, but just pull it off. Just fold the feather back. You want nice straight turns. One turn in front of the other, towards the eye. Just going to use up all the hackle here. Just catch it in, a 90-degree bend into the stem, secure it down. What I'm going to do here, I'm actually going to fold it back and form a small head with the thread. There's the stem of the feather there. We can keep the thread tight and then get a neat cut by breaking it off. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change the head to black. So I'm going to use my Sharpie pen here just to build the head up a wee bit. I could change the thread, but it's the quickest way to do it is just to use a Sharpie pen. Colour the thread. Just form a head, just change the colour. Black heads, it's just one of these things. You could have left the grey, it would have been fine, but I'll finish off with the black thread, or coloured thread anyway. That finish. There we are, and that's basically what they call the silver blue Bumble. Varnish all the way around, and there we are. Again, thanks for watching. Until next time.